I want to talk about the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and the 15th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, because there's some significant connections here. First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the exercise thereof. So, you can believe in religion. It's just don't expect that everybody has to believe in the same religion. And don't tell me I can't believe something, just like I can't tell you to believe what you think in terms of religion. So no laws. That's why you don't tax churches and so forth. And it was a big step back in the 1700s. It was kind of unique in the world. And we had looked at the Enlightenment, looked back at history in Europe, and geez, a lot of fights got picked over religion. So let's stay out of it. I believe in God, and there are a lot of deists at the time. A lot of the founders. We can't say founding fathers. I mean, there are some women in there, but they never get credit. So the founders, believe in God. It's just don't tell me exactly how to do it. It's part of the Protestant Reformation and so forth. But I digress. Second Amendment, which seems to be widely misinterpreted these days. Second Amendment. I'm reading directly from the Constitution. Second Amendment is very brief. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of the state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Two words I want to spotlight there is infringed, and that the third word in the Second Amendment is, a well-regulated militia. So, in its entirety, the third word, the whole Second Amendment is about regulating arms. Not about no law shall be made. That's the First Amendment. That's about religion. Okay? No law shall be made about religion. But plenty of laws can be made about armaments and keeping of the peace and who has the legitimate the monopoly on the legitimate use of force. That's the state, and you got to have regulation, and that's what the Second Amendment is about. So don't tell me, it can't be infringed. It says it can't be infringed, so you can't make it. No. It's infringed, arms can't be infringed, but you certainly can regulate it. So it's not a contradiction there. Now, speaking of regulation and really getting really precise about the terminology, let's look at the 15th Amendment, which was one of the Civil War's amendments, and there had to be three after the Civil War. One about, let's free the slaves. That wasn't good enough. We had to have the 14th Amendment, which is coming, I'll discuss some other time, which is also in the news these days, lots of it specifically, but the context was the Civil War. A lot of people died. It was a terrible war. We got the Civil War, we're going to resolve all this stuff, but let's make three amendments that have to do specifically with the Civil War and more precisely about African Americans. So here's the 15th Amendment. Section 1, the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. There's the little flag there, previous condition. No, you used to be a slave, you can't vote. No. 15th Amendment says specifically, we're saying specifically, even if you used to be a slave, you can vote. As a matter of fact, you cannot deny or abridge, not infringe, abridge. Let's see, what's a good thing? Bridge, like the Pettus Bridge, for example. The one where in the 1950s, like 100 years after the amendment was written, where black people would dress up in their Sunday go-to-meeting clothes to register to vote, and then racist white police sheriffs would stick guard dogs, attack dogs on them, and spray fire hoses on them so the Russians can show the newsreels to the rest of the world what freedom is in the United States when the United States says, communists, you guys, you have no concept of freedom, you heathens. So in the 1950s, when I was a kid, they'd show this stuff these people are registering to vote. And gosh, for some reason in the South, where there's a ton of black people, nobody registered to vote. Could that possibly be, what's the word, abridged? Is that abridging the right to vote? I don't know. We'd better have, after the 1950s, maybe 15 years afterwards, maybe we should have specifically codified in law the Civil Rights Amendment saying you've got to allow black people to vote and to register to vote. Now, I wonder if that's been in the news recently too. So that's my little review of the First, Second, and 15th Amendment. Thank you for your time.